Chapter 1. You are listening at FameTV.info. In reality, I am submissive and swallow my words. After crossing, I'm high-spirited and hit hard. Heaven does not give birth to me. Liziu, the world of mortals is like a long night. In the boundless wilderness, September is the sky. Looking up, all the ancient giant trees growing in this wasteland are vigorous and have huge crowns. Under the dreamy moonlight, you can still see all kinds of strange flowers and plants. Rare elixir. Beside the pool, there are abundant vegetation and flowers. A nearly 10 meters high crystal green willow, where the wind swaying roots. Willows are thick, hundreds of them. The green leaves are sword-like, with thin edges like cicada wings, giving people a mysterious illusion of softness and rigidity, and cutting iron like muds. The 9 big moons in the sky become more and more bright. The moonlight shining on the willows becomes more and more intense. Host. Liziu. Race. Willow. Lifespan. 30 days. Evolution point. 100. By gaining the essence of the soil, or absorbing sunlight, the moon can get the evolutionary point. Ability. 9,999 variant sword leaves. The leaves are sword-like. After they are sent out, they can pierce gold and crack stone, and have extraordinary lethality. A long sigh. Liziu had a bitter smile. Liziu didn't know what other people were going through, but after he did, he turned into a willow. At the beginning, Liziu was also in a panic, but after the first few days, he was at ease. Later, Liziu discovered that he could absorb the essence of sun and moon, and the energy in the depths of mud soil. And in this month, Liziu witnessed the whole body like a rock bird watered with gold, flapping its wings, soaring into the clouds and splitting the sky. The ancient dragon ape, which is more than 100 feet high and full of surging magic flame, falls down one step, and the mountains and valleys are crumbling and fragmented. In other words, this is a fantasy world. Just yesterday, Liziu witnessed hundreds of friars flying with their swords, chasing a woman like a sword fairy. At this moment, Liziu is still in the mood. It's a pity that she doesn't have hands, otherwise she can solve it. Well, I don't know when it will take shape. Liziu's goal now is to try his best to become human. It's not only a long-term thing for him to take root in this wild land. Maybe one day he will get 250 people with axes. It is the sun, and the darkness in the wilderness recedes. The rising sun in the east brings the world back to the light and warmth. Liziu was a little annoyed and heard the roar of beasts. In which distance, there is also a goblin vortex. It was the tyrant-level fierce beast in the wilderness that was entrenched there. With a roar, thousands of demons and beasts were shivering and worshipping in the mountains. All of a sudden a colorful auspicious cloud came down from the sky. Liziu was stunned, from which colorful clouds out of which a jade foot, flawless as jade, exquisitely carved, not inch wisps. Looking up, there is a string of bells tied around the ankle. The wind blows, and the sound of ding-dong is very sweet. Looking up, its skin like cream, and it's ugly. Finally, what Liziu saw was a gorgeous and charming face. A clear water like autumn danmu, carrying the soul, confusing people's soft light. The red lips are bright, and the nose of Joan is very cocky. Under the slender white swan-like neck is a blue palace dress stained with a little blood. The noble and gorgeous blue palace dress vividly depicts the girl's wonderful figure. Is this a goblin? Liziu couldn't believe it. The woman was a little too pretty, just like a fox. Well, those human friars are really respectable and ugly. As far as their accomplishments are concerned, they still want to suppress the princess. It's really wishful thinking. I don't know what it means. When Princess Ben has healed her wounds, she will go and kill them. The girl's voice is like the sound of nature. At this time, a white fluffy tail popped up behind her. What a fox spirit! Liziu could not laugh or cry. The lotus step moves gently, and the girl walks to the pool. During this period, the tail behind her increased from which 1 to 5. These 5 tails are white, lovely, and spotless. What is she going to do? Liziu is strange. Which group of friars flying with the imperial sword chased this woman yesterday? Why did she come here today? The next moment, Lu Ziyu took a cool breath. What was exposed in his eyes was a snow-white immortal body that could only be described as perfect. The girl took off the blue palace skirt, went to the pool, raised her arms, rolled up a crystal-clean body. Lu Ziyu can't do without looking at what is close at hand. Who can stand that? Lu Ziyu's dense willow sticks vibrated. Why in the water? The girl looks here. Lu Ziyu is not afraid. He is a willow now. Who can think of a willow with thoughts and soul? Little thing, if you peep at me like this, I'm afraid you don't want to be burned by me. That's how fast it is. The girl laughed and joked. It's impossible. How did this woman find me? Lu Ziyu couldn't understand it. After a while, the girl in the blue palace skirt came to Lu Ziyu and chanted. All things are alive, so is a flower and a grass. But it's not easy to give birth to wisdom. For a creature like you who has no special blood, if you don't have special fortune, it's hard to give birth to self-consciousness even after 1,000 years. Lu Ziyu swings the wicker. Amber green willow, wrapped in the girl's body. Feeling the tenderness from the willows, the girl sighed. It's very smart. Well, I'll spare you once. Lu Ziyu exhaled. The girl's cultivation is not clear, but she can fly in the clouds. It's a matter of doing everything to kill herself. See you later, little thing. The girl turned around and seemed to be leaving. Lu Ziyu thought, do you want to hold your thigh? If you can let this woman take me to leave, then you don't have to stay in the depths of the mountains at this point. Lu Ziyu poked out the wicker. Ha! Here is the enchantress. I'll tell you, the enchantress is deceitful. 9 times out of 10, she's gone back. In the wild laughter, a rainbow floats in the sky. Lu Ziyu put down the wicker and thought that I was a willow. Don't look at me, don't look at me. Listen to the full novel at FameTV.info, direct link in the description.